Yo, 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 it's your boy Solo, about to do the intro. Alright, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming to the 804 podcast. Alright, man. Thanks for coming out. Alright, appreciate y'all. Y'all can come on in. Alright, we about to go ahead and hit up.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the 804 podcast. I'm Nick,
Jesse.
Alex.
and today we have a very special guest, Justin Guevara. What's good?
Chilling,
Appreciate
man.
you coming,
Chilling,
man.
chilling. Thank y'all for having me here.
Hey,
Thank
no
you for
problem.
coming.
Yeah.
Real quick, who you got with us?
Oh yeah, like I have my boy Doja in the cut.
Word.
Hey,
Star Squad 7.
Okay.
Hey, what episode are we on, Justin?
56.
56.
Great,
yeah,
yo.
yeah. I almost messed up, Nick. I'm used to asking you. Yeah. 56.
That's crazy.
Still middle-aged woman, so you know what I mean. Right?
Right.
Yeah, I still got it. Yeah, no, you don't. Yeah, 56 is new 18. Like, no, it's not. Yeah, you counting R. Kelly years. Yeah, doesn't work like that. Yeah, not at all.
All right, so who got the quote of the day for us?
You got a big Al. You
Not
don't.
today.
Okay.
Not
Yeah, you too hurt right now. I feel you. It's all good.
Minka
It's all good.
Fitzpatrick.
Hey, everybody shut the ground. You know, I almost didn't show up today.
Actually, you know what? F it. That's exactly what you're coming with. The quote comes from your boy, Juju Smith-Schuster. This was said a couple days before Sunday's previous game. I was going to wait till the NFL talk, but fuck it. Why not? Let's talk about quotes. It's kind of long, so y'all bear with me. I think that they're still the same Browns team I play every year. I think they're nameless, gray faces. They got a couple of good players on their team, but at the end of the day, the Browns is the Browns. Damn. And if somebody gonna ask me what that means to me,
What does that mean to you?
never underestimate your opponent by any means. I mean, of course, we're talking about football right now, but this can be applied to any type of situation in life. David and Goliath, any type of situation you face in life. Don't underestimate it, because was those Browns the same Browns? They look a little blue, goddammit, the way I was looking Sunday. But, I mean, of course, we real quiet over there, so.
But
Go ahead.
can I also interject too? Like,
Mhm.
I don't watch football as much as I used to, but the
Mhm.
Browns head coach was out because of COVID.
Right.
Odell had an
Keep
ACL injury, and one of
going.
their star linebackers out due to COVID,
And we in
and two of
Pittsburgh.
their other wide receivers.
In
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Y'all saw what Ben did now, man.
At the catch-up stadium, my nigga.
But also, Ben threw for damn near 500 yards. Even though he threw an insane 68 times, he was 47 for 68. But turnovers.
Four
Saying
interceptions.
about 18 of them jokes went to the other team. Yeah, right, yeah.
500 yards and interception.
But we not, but yeah, so yeah, that's my quote for today. Like I said, thank you, Juju. Appreciate that. Hopping them up jet like that. Yeah. They be like, Al, why you walk like that? Why you talk like that? Right, yeah. Binka, 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 binka. So, go ahead, Nick.
All right, so like I
Man,
said,
fuck
my guess
y'all.
is, Justin
I hate
Guevara.
all y'all.
Tough.
Okay,
Tough.
that's fine.
I'm off the 804 podcast. Y'all have a good podcast. I'm out.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, we don't care this episode. Right, yeah, we really don't. You could have honestly walked out. Yeah, we don't even,
All right, so Justin, what's been going on with you?
Oh man, a lot of work, like within my professional career aspect, because I'm actually doing COVID research with the state, so that's been a lot. There's not much I can say about it, well, like about specific details, but I could go as deep as I need to. And I also work with a STI HIV clinic in Richmond as well. And just kind of been taking a break from things creatively a little bit, just to really focus in on like the health aspect of things.
Word.
But I should be getting back to doing a few of my creative ventures like around my birthday at the ending of the month and going into February.
Turn up lit.
Yeah, like it's been a very interesting 2021 for me. Got a new car also.
Hey,
Super
okay.
dope. But like, yeah, like what had happened was the power of manifestation is real, and I'll tell you why.
Facts.
Because the last week and a half of 2021, I was thinking of two things. Like, all right, one, when am I going to see like like when am I going to see a specific person? Because like I've been worried about that person and just thinking about the family and their situation. And two, like, all right, like I had this '04 Honda Accord hoopty car. Like I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade to a new car. So
Shout out to the '04 Honda.
yeah,
Right.
Shout out to the old Taurus.
yeah. So New Year's Day, I'm working at the supplement shop, No Limits Nutrition. I also do that on the side too. Then I get a call from the person like, hey, you know, like, come down. I'm like, all right, bet. So I go down like 2 hours out of Richmond or whatever, pull up to a 7-Eleven parking lot, grab like the things I needed to get. Car breaks down then and there. I'm like, well, fuck. So I'm gonna get a new one because I'm putting in more money trying to repair it than to like actually get. Well, like I'm putting in more money just to fix the thing than when I originally got it. So
And a car payment on an old car, pretty much.
yeah, but it was wild too because like networking can get you anywhere. So like the next day I pull up to my clinic job like, yeah, like my car broke down and the guy was like, I know the president of Pearson Toyota. I'm like, are you bullshitting me?
Hey.
And then like I was looking at Pearson Honda and the president was like, yeah, I own Pearson Honda too. I was like, oh, word? Bet. So, like, I got a pretty dope car for cheaper than what it was. Got, like, the hookups and all that other stuff.
Pearson Honda me up. Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, it was truly a blessing.
Okay.
So you starting off the year, just
Cruising.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cruising
Yeah.
in my 6'4". Yeah.
Easy.
Okay. I guess going back to your creative work, you actually worked with a previous guest of ours, Feel Good RVA. So I guess real quick, just describe what you did with them.
So, I was their community engagement coordinator for them
Okay.
pretty much. I'm actually still with them, by the way. Like, I've been a writer for them for over a year and some change now. Like, I was with them since day one, pretty much.
Do you know, I guess, how you guys linked up, or?
Yeah, so, like, how that happened, damn, like, I really gotta think about it because it's been, like, 2019, like, before Corona times. Yeah, so pretty much when I was working my first full-time health care field job, I was looking how to further utilize my health studies because I graduated from VCU with a bachelor's in health, physical education, and exercise science along with a background in community engagement. So I was like, all right, and then Feel Good RVA pop up, and then I'm like, look, like I do have the health background. I also written for 4 different platforms at that time prior to them since 2016. And again, this is 2019. So I was like, y'all need a writer? Because, like, I know the hip-hop arts and stuff, like, y'all could cover that. But from someone that has that educational background in such a broad,
Some
like,
of the
general
articles I've
field.
seen, they go in depth a lot. Yeah, a lot of the people that you I think you did one. I forgot the person's name, but you did one biography, or like a piece of like an article. So it was really deep. So it seems like you go in depth when it comes to your stuff, when it comes to your writing. So.
Yeah,
No doubt.
yeah. So that's how that happened. And ever since then, I just putting out content, like, for them.
That's what's up.
I guess what's your favorite thing about it?
Like, my favorite thing about it is just to really further, like, integrate the 2 lives I have. And that's, like, the arts and culture life, and then it's the health professional life. And just really integrating that together to, like, a nice medium. And because of that, I interviewed famous video directors like Alex Acosta, who did work with Wale, Netflix, Pitbull, Waka Flocka. He shot Flo Rida's My House, which has 22 million views on YouTube. Virginia Union alum also. And pretty much talked to him like literally in April about like how a video director's schedule is, like how he manages his physical health during that time, like how's his shooting days pretty much. And like that connection was made in 2018 when he visited Union for Union's first ever hip hop symposium, and I just talked to him, made the connection because I was with this other brand, Lovelace Magazine at the time, and I was like, all right, bet. And in other interviews, Seb Deans, who shot the video for Denzel Curry's Clout Cobain, Action Bronson's Mahogany, that was recent, and shot a couple other music videos for like metal bands and whatnot. And I was actually in a video of his too,
Hey.
with this New Zealand metal band, and it was so weird because he was directing it on FaceTime, and then his mentee, which I know personally and did films and other stuff for too, was also directing the video. Basically, I like the video was getting into a car accident and then arguing with my like on-camera girlfriend, drinking tequila and smashing glass. And, like, but the interview was the craziest interview I ever had because like the one quote he said, and this always sticks out to me the most. I came into this video directing game 10 years ago very healthy. If you would have told me that along the line I would be 60 to 70 pounds overweight and have an addiction to speed just to get through some shots, I would have probably chose a different profession. I was like, jeez. But yeah, like
Industry's tough though.
yeah, like he has a lot of work in a lot of different music genres at that. So one of my better interviews that I ever had.
I see you doing a lot of articles with RVA Mag, and I'd say, is that like one of your favorite media outlets in Richmond?
I hadn't wrote for RVA Mag since the fall of 2020. I was featured on the winter edition of RVA Mag in 2018 with the likes of Radio B, Michael Millions, Nicholas F., Henny Low, Fly Anakin, Big Kahuna OG, like the who's who of Richmond hip-hop, pretty much, in 2018. I wrote 2 articles for them. One was in January of 2020 talking about the influence of VCU Aspire towards the Richmond community, which I'm an alum of, that where my community engagement background come from. And the other article was covering how the RVA rap elites influence grew because of the pandemic, because they did a whole 64 MC March Madness tournament cipher on their IG page, which like I was a part of too. Like I used to do the ciphers all the way back in the first season, and like back when it was the RVA Lyricist Lounge. And I was the first person to perform for them too. Like I did a whole hip hop poetry. Like
You started a lot of stuff, Chuck.
introduction.
Yeah, stop playing with my man.
No,
Yeah,
no,
hold
no.
on, let me hit the horns for you, cause you started a lot of stuff. It started with. So did the echo, but yeah, it started. It started. It all starts with you. I'm sorry.
So
Yeah.
pretty much, like I only did 2 articles for them. I'm trying to get this third one popping off, but for now, I'm just writing for Feel Good at the moment. But for writing in general, Virginia Got Now 2016 through 2018, Lovelace Magazine 2018 to present, although content hadn't been put out in a while. Like I'm still with them, of course. Cheats Movement, I'm planning on writing an article for them soon. That's one thing I'm still working on. Who else? Henny and Coke, 2018 through 2019. Feel Good RVA 2019 to now. RVA Mag 2020 to now. And the VCU Aspire article will be a year old on the 31st. So it literally dropped the day after my birthday. And I was
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Do you ever want to start your own like platform or?
I actually had people say like, yo, like, why don't you write for your own platform? And I had this interesting DM from like a big influence within Richmond saying like, yo, like, you have a bigger following than all of the other platforms you've written for. Like, why don't you start your own thing? And that's something I hadn't really like considered. Like, it's still on the table though. It's like right now, like at this current moment, I'm just celebrating where I'm at now because I like at this point I literally achieved all of my goals that I didn't see myself doing like past 19. So it's like, all right, rather than focusing on the future, I need to celebrate right now.
Yeah.
And like whatever comes naturally after that. But it's still been a thing that's on my mind. And sorry for cutting you off.
No.
What was you saying?
No, I'm saying. Yeah. Crocodile. Yeah.
Because it seems like you have a bigger influence than I think a lot of people realize. Like you said, you had a big following, and because I was talking to you outside, and you have your story, and you could help a lot of people out with that. who are going through the same thing.
Yeah, man. Biopic. The conversation we had outside pre-pod, anyhow, was a synopsis of my life story. So, former grade school dropout, gang affiliate, turned first gen high school college graduate, then overdosed at 19, battling years of addiction prior to first gen college graduate, all being from Southside Richmond, born and raised.
Hey, that's dope. That's dope. That you
It
made
really
it through.
is.
Yeah, and you're still going strong. Like you definitely got a story to tell. You got some blessings.
Yeah, like
Lessons.
yeah, like I have a lot of different experiences. Like I don't know if y'all want me to talk about the time that I brought Joe Budden to the Broadberry at 19, or the time I interviewed Smack URL battle rappers, to the time that I was with this East Carolina University historian talking about how he met the family of the world's very first sickle cell cancer patient, to how I lectured at BCU, Virginia State University, and the University of Richmond, along with 7 other speaking engagements in one semester, so 10 speaking engagements in my very last semester of college. I apologize for sounding egotistical as fuck.
No, you good. You good.
I just have a lot of different stories. Like,
Yeah.
like I have a lot of different stories. So health-wise, creative-wise, like whatever y'all want to talk about.
I would say, what is the easiest thing about the creative side of what you do and the health side? Just the easiest thing.
The easiest thing I would really have to say is my poetry. And like my poetry is insanely battle rap based because I've been writing since 2008.
Oh yes.
And I tell people all the time, like, yo, like I've been writing since 2008, but I didn't put out music until 2014. So from 2014 to 2016, I had 6 different mixtapes in 2 years. And then I took them all down because of just how critical and like how I would beat myself up on like the quality of it. And like all of the mixtapes I recorded was with Max Cubit, who's Mike X Angel's brother from Petersburg. Mike X Angel worked with Trey Songz on numerous projects. So like poetry for me, like I literally write it like how people would annotate lyrics on Genius, but I still call it Rap Genius. And I'm like, damn, okay, like what can I chain here? What can I chain there? Like, and it just keeps my mind going like it's one big ass puzzle. Health wise, I would really like to say learning more about the different medications and how they can help. Either that or just working out in general, because I do have a concentration, and that is exercise science. My only, I guess, regret, I say, was not getting my personal training certification when I actually failed the exam for that. But I passed the class because the grade was just off of prep work, and the certification gave me like 5 extra points. I had an A on it, but BCU made me do the hardest certification where literally on the website it said in a fucking bold blue bracket, 53% of people who take this test normally fail it. Are you ready?
And they set you up, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, son of a bitch.
Hey,
But-
BCU, why you do my man like that?
But hey, I finished out my very last semester with a 3.58 GPA. Made it to Dean's List, so hey, it's
solid,
whatever.
Solid, respect,
But
respect.
What
yeah.
can't Justin do?
Yeah, Alex is gonna give you about 18 more daps.
Oh yeah, that's my thing.
You're gonna have a real ashy hand. I know you light skinned, Justin, but you still gonna have an ashy hand. It's still like, golly, I ain't never been ashy before. This is ridiculous.
Because like if your shit will turn red.
Right, yeah.
They're gonna get harder and harder as the time goes on. But you gotta tell them the Joe Budden story.
So everybody that follows me on social media knows that I say a phrase, the mission is too great. And there's a couple other common principles of it, because the mission is about love, the mission is about passion, the mission can be anonymous, the mission is about progression. Anything else that's not those things isn't the mission at all. So on June 15th, 2016, my twin brother and I have a twin too that also former grade school dropout, first year in high school and college graduate. He works for the news. Um, we went to D.C., the Howard Theater, to go to Joe Budden's final
Shout out
concert.
Howard.
Final concert. And I'm putting the quotes for final, which I'll get to. So Twin and I, we end up front row talking to fellow Budden fans from Staten Island, the state of New Jersey, Pittsburgh, and a PE teacher from Petersburg, Virginia. Make that footnote in your head, Petersburg, Virginia.
Shout out to Petersburg.
And the guy was like, yo, you have to be persistent with whatever you want to the point where you're damn near annoying with them, to where they can't ignore you and they have no choice but to acknowledge you, but to be more aware of what you're doing. And at that time, it was like Twin and I, we hit a low point in our life to a sense, because we finished up our first year of college. We went from sleeping on floors using the oven for heat with roaches crawling all over us and shit, to sleeping in college dorms and living with furniture and shit for 9 months, only to go back to those same living conditions as soon as the academic year was over with. So that was a body blow to us. So along the lines, somehow this screenshot came to my phone stating those principles I mentioned earlier, and I just said, like, the mission is too great. So the Cheats Movement podcast, like back when they used to record up in Northside Richmond off of Chamberlain.
Shout out Chamberlain.
Yeah. I was still a full-time recording artist at that time, like after my 6th mixtape. I ended up doing a cipher with Nicholas F. and Radio B and Wise Guy Dev, Conductor Maine, John Chillum, and a couple other Richmond artists. And they saw that I went to the Joe Budden final concert, and they was like, hey, do you feel like Budden is really done with touring for good? And I was like, yeah. And then next thing I know, I get a DM from one of the people was like, yo, can you help us actually get Budden to perform? Because Budden was promoting his last album, Rage and the Machine. So I managed to get them in contact with Ian, Joe's manager, and a couple other things. Boom, they got him, kicked it at VIP. Twin walks up to Joe, Joe, what the fuck? And Joe was like, fucking Ian. So Joe's final concert was going to be under the Joe Budden name. He was going to change his name to Rage for the album Rage and the Machine. But Ian was like, no, Joe, why are you changing your name to something that's PG suggestive when you already built a household name for 20 years? And it's technically harder to push the name Rage because it's suggestive for violence and whatnot for family households and things like that. So, yeah, it wasn't his final concert at all, not under the Joe Budden moniker or, concerts or tours in general. So, yeah, that was very interesting. And that was also around the same time in the same semester where I was overcoming addiction after an overdose on August 25th, 2016, and a semester with academic probation. If I didn't get good grades, I wouldn't have graduated college. Finished out the semester with a 3.4. Got my cumulative GPA back up to a 3.0 for scholarship reasons. And also, in that same semester too, for the No Limits shop, I was a Richmond ambassador for this world-class bodybuilder champion guy, Sister Nino, and he was 5'4". I was like, yo,
It's a whole bunch of body to build.
yo, you're muscular as hell. His calves was the size of a
I
fetus.
lift things up and put them down.
But then man, that literally changed, that interaction literally changed my whole perspective on bodybuilding in general, because you think, oh, bro, yeah, bro, the stereotypical bro notion. Bro, he was literally, coming back from Dallas from a show, and he was like, yo, all I need is my Starbucks coffee, and I'll talk to you in 8 minutes. I was like, all right, cool, there's a Starbucks right there. We gonna get you right. And the most humblest, bodybuilder I ever met. And he was like, yeah, I didn't even really want to do bodybuilding for real. I just played football at UConn and was a history major and wanted to do research for museums and shit. It just so happened my coach was like, hey, you know, you could really make good money off of being a bodybuilder. So No Limits Nutrition, we actually sell his Centurion Labs products. Centurion Labs is a brand, and there's varieties of like pre-workout, PCTs, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, all that in one semester at 19 years old. Insane. Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing with your life? What the fuck are you doing with your life, bro?
Everett.
What are you doing with your life? You're not doing anything.
Wait.
I'm sorry, don't snap. Cause you ain't doing shit. You're not doing shit.
Whoa. So y'all remember what I said? Petersburg, Virginia, right?
Petersburg.
2019, my very last semester of college. I lectured at Virginia State University.
What the fuck are y'all doing?
Life comes full circle.
You 38 years old. That's 19. Get your dumb ass on the couch. You ain't paying no rent. No. You messing with the AC. You messing with the garage. You turning the TV off too loud. You change the channel. I'm sorry, Jess. I'm sorry. You just making niggas reevaluate these lives right now. That's all, Jess. That's all. I got a question for you too.
Pick up the phone.
Yeah, right. Yeah, tighten the fuck up, bro. Everest College, right? Yeah. Tighten the fuck up.
Get you a
right?
degree.
Right. You ain't doing nothing else, right?
Yeah. Call ICDC College.
Hey, that was that nigga's best song.
Master P was wrong as hell.
That was that nigga's best song ever.
The Miller family was there.
ICDC College.
Imagine telling somebody that's where you went. But like, I'm not even knocking that. But like, I mean, no, I'm saying, but there's no way you can say that and nobody say that joke.
Yeah.
If I went to ICDC College.
You went
Like,
to
there's no like, there's no way nobody thinks that. Yeah. Cause, bro,
No, bro, I graduated from
man.
I know you graduated from ICDC College.
Get the fuck out. You over here trying to get an education right now.
But you had a question, right?
Oh yeah, I got you. Oh yeah. I saw on your page that you have a book out actually.
Yeah.
So hold on, look at the titles. Oh yeah, The Mission Told Through Poetry, a collection of poems. So I guess my question is, what prompted you to do that? Or I guess what prompted you to make a collection of it?
So I had poems that I either performed at poetry competitions, open mics, used for a film for Mississippi State University that actually dropped in November of 2020.
Solid.
But the book was published in September of 2020. Anyway, like, what happened in August of 2020, I left my initial healthcare job to go work for a lab. The lab company cut me the day before I was supposed to start. What else also happened at that time? I was single. I was sexually assaulted by an older woman. And I was scrambling not only for my sanity, but also try to recoup money because I had enough in my savings to get me through, but also trying to apply to jobs every day and still working like the No Limit shop, but that's only like part-time really. So it's like, all right, like really trying to find my sanity through all that. So when the book idea came along, it was actually mentioned like a few months prior by my boy King Fizzle, battle rapper, great MC, great friend, and my ex at the time, Carmen. So like with those two, I was like, okay. And then just looking through my hard drive of like old poems, and everybody knew me for like the Ordinary Love Shit poem series. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and put this out, see what happens. And the book is in 11 states, 3 countries, the UK and China. Solid. And 3 continents, technically, Europe and Asia. So it's available on Amazon. It's also available on my website in my bios or whatever.
Link in the description.
And
So get on that, y'all.
yeah, like I was so surprised by the love. And the craziest thing about it, Lil B has a copy of my book.
Base God.
Oh my God, bass guy.
Oh my God, bass guy.
Bass
Oh my
guy.
God, bass guy.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm not gonna get fully into how exactly that happened, but it was like how. But you know, yeah.
Please bless us, bass guy. I need some. I got some bills at home. Yeah, please send some rain or some blessings right here. Please, bass guy. Bless the 804 podcast. Yeah, legit. Shaka wa shaka wa shaka wa shaka wa.
Yeah.
Whatever you call it, nigga.
If
Right.
I ever
Corvette,
took a
Corvette. Yeah. Right.
Man, like it was a humbling, like something that really humbled me too, because it was like as soon as the book dropped, a few days later, I was in a car accident with like my old '04 Accord.
It's funny how life works. I just had to say,
Yeah.
it's just funny how life kind of just works sometimes. Like,
But look, like I had a whole rollout plan for the book, right? Because
Right.
the book dropped, then the week after, I had to perform poetry on 2 different platforms, local and national, and then I was like being this moderator for this youth panel,
Right.
and then I had to record this this poem about school pushout and the school to prison pipeline for this other national platform. And then I had the car accident going on. Things wasn't straight on my end. Like I was lacking on my end, just to like say the least. But like I was in the wrong on some shit. But things are fine now. And I was just so stressed out, and I was just like, dang, like it was insane. And then like I had to get rides to like go to my job because I was working in like virtual education. So like in August, I literally found a new job in 2.5 weeks. Like it was a quick turnaround, like which I'm blessed for. But like working in virtual education was like wild to see firsthand. Like literally, all you need to do is really watch the South Park Pandemic 1 hour special. That's exactly what I went through. I'm not even gonna say anything. Just watch the South Park Pandemic 1 hour special, and you'll see everything I went through with virtual education. So yeah, the book itself, there was a poem that I never put out ever, and it was for the Mississippi State University film Scorpio with Goldprint Entertainment. And like, there's a second film screening coming out soon. I think it's in like late January or February. But yeah, like just seeing my name in a film with my poetry being in there, I was like, damn,
That's something to be proud of, for real.
yeah,
Like, definitely. Like,
yeah.
Jesse, can you tell the other camera to get this shit up one more time?
You over here mad the house because your baby mama, other daughter ate all the chips and the Capri Suns. You mad about little shit like that? My man got real problems over here, bro. Like you mad because Shakisha took the car today and you was gonna go down. Never mind. I'm sorry. Nick, what time is it?
Hang on.
Right. He does. This is life, man.
Because one thing I will say, don't define success by the lack of problems you have. Like, the true definition of success is comparing the problems you have now versus the problems you had back then. With the conversation that I literally just said about my whole life, in 2011, I was sleeping on floors using the oven for heat with bugs crawling all over me and shit and going to high school the next fucking day. In 2021, like, I'm in a good bed and all I gotta do is, change the thermostat if it gets too hot or too cold. In 2020, I was dealing with a half-ass legal car and getting into a car accident and shit. Now in 2021, I have a new car. I got to pay more money for insurance, sure, and a car note, but these are the type of problems I want to have. And in 2019, like the summer of 2019, I was dealing with trying to find a full-time job and also trying to find a new place, right? Like I already figured those things out eventually, but now it's my concern now. My issue is, okay, after I take time to, enjoy my wins, what's the next direction?
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, again, like reflecting on the problems you have now versus the problems you have back then. Because, like, bad shit's just not gonna go away. Like because like the magnitude of it can be very minimal, like compared to the things you faced back then. Like, or it could be of the same magnitude, but you're in an entirely different mindset now. So, yeah. All right.
Yeah. Go ahead. Let's get these topics. Yeah.
Hey. You definitely get.
No, really, no.
I
Like
appreciate you.
we don't want the same thing because we got to go home and do some homework and cut the grass or something because we got to get our game up. Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Hey.
Legit, yeah. We need to get our problems up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to get our problems together. Yeah, for real.
yeah.
Yeah, legit. So.
Oh, you got a problem.
Yeah, your ass team.
Damn.
Yo, bumblebee ass team. Yo, yellow and black ass team.
Do you want to go more in depth or?
I guess the regular season is over, so we've been talking about NFL, week by week. So this week was the wild card week. Switch up. Yeah, you did. Yeah. You got a team actually?
I don't really have a team.
Cool, good.
Yeah. Did you ever or no?
Steelers or whatever. Yeah, I'm a Giants
fan.
fan.
Cause like for me, like I grew up being like a Washington and San Diego fan because of Sean Taylor and Santana Moss. Like Sean Taylor to me was still like my all-time favorite player besides like LT. Well, really Sean Taylor and LT, and also 21 is my favorite number because of them. But I stopped watching NFL like back in like 2017. Like I just lost interest of it. But I know a lot about the history of football and how teams were like all the way back when. Now, if y'all would have lost in those ugly ass Steagles uniforms when the Steelers and Eagles were an NFL team back in 1943 with the fucking yellow and green shits.
Well, they lost to a team that hasn't won a game since 1943 in the Cleveland Browns.
Well, their last playoff appearance was 95. In 2002.
Oh, 2000, yeah. Oh, their last win was 95. So goddamn.
The Bills' last win was in 95.
Yeah, that was 90.
Cleveland's last playoff win was like 2002.
I'm not letting off your ass. Y'all are ass. Yeah, fuck all that. Y'all say, oh, we're gonna give a little stats and a little history lessons. Y'all are fucking ass. Y'all are ass. You come on. No, fuck all that. Fuck all that. We had to listen to 17 weeks of you talking about you're going to the Super Bowl and how Mika Fitzpatrick is doing this. We're not gonna let his triumphant story fuck that shit up. You are ass. You don't even have the fucking mask on. You're ass. You're fucking ass. What happened? How do you lose to the Cleveland Browns? I can see if y'all lost to Kansas City or Baltimore or Tennessee. How you make it out how you win the division, then lose to your division rival. No Odell. No nothing. Just terrible. I mean, I guess Juju did have a good game in his defense. But other than that, god-awful. God-awful, Al. No, there's no excuse, bro. 17 weeks, we kept giving it to him. We would say our little teams, and we would throw it to you and let you talk your shit every single week. And I was actually rooting for you so we can have you keep talking your shit week in and week out. No, y'all lose the first time y'all get out there. And then, how you be down 28-7 in the first quarter? 28 zippity doodah. Alex, come on, cuz. Come on,
I don't want to
man.
hear nothing.
Al, I mean, back in the hood, actually, you should know, Southside Richmond, when y'all playing basketball, 21 skunk, right?
Give up the
28 skunk, nigga. 28 roadkill. Like, get the fuck out of there. They should have act y'all up and got out. Everybody's about, they sent the Pittsburgh Steelers packing. Y'all was home. You didn't even have to pack. Y'all niggas unpacked. You got the drawers out the suitcase, Alex. Oh, you got the drawers, baby? Yeah, I got the drawers out the suitcase. Alex, I'm done, bro. But I'm sorry, man. As a Giants fan that's typically ass, we could have gotten there and maybe, mangled around. But the Eagles fucked our shit up. So maybe, as a Steelers fan, now you defend yourself.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh, let Nick get him. Yeah. Defend yourself. I'm going to let you get a chance.
Clown of the Week is very rare.
Yes, indeed.
It's just very rare. But Alex, after 17 weeks.
We had to hear it, boy.
Did I really say?
You didn't drive it home, but you damn.
Did I really say it every single week?
Of 17 weeks of
17
Mika
weeks.
Fitzpatrick is winning us the Super Bowl.
I heard it every week.
Wait,
Drew,
for the
Drew,
past-
no,
for the
Drew,
past-
because you're still Tom
For
Brady.
the past 52 episodes, I've been hearing
52.
Mika Fitzpatrick just.
So what you got? So what's your defense, Did you watch the game or no? Like I didn't need it. So I
Yeah, well, okay, now I like watch like the fourth quarter and stuff. I'll say this, y'all. Like, you know, like I'm not gonna switch. I love my team. You know,
Of course
like
not.
yeah, I'm rocking with my team, and we gonna come back stronger than ever. And next year,
My man Justice looking for an excuse for y'all. He
Yeah.
just cannot find it. Like he is scrolling through the notes right now and cannot find an excuse.
next
for y'all.
year Minka gonna do something.
Well, I got my main question. Do you want to see Big Ben next year in the Pittsburgh Steelers uniform? You don't?
Absolutely.
That's what the hot take has been. Okay, so if he's
Give
not,
him that coaching job. Give him that coaching job. Damn, I wanted him to get us a ring.
so who y'all got on the squad that is gonna play?
You know, what are
Maybe
they
draft
saying about
somebody,
Rudolph?
quarterback, or
Yeah,
what are they saying? Rudolph and Blitzen, nigga. Yeah, Christmas is over. I don't think, but so that's just you ain't trying to see Big Ben no more.
I want him to do it just for like the nostalgia of like, oh, Ben gets us one more.
That's not gonna happen.
But
What do you think, Justin? This is it for Ben?
Ben has one more year left on his contract. He said he has 1 year left on his contract, and after that,
He
if
gonna take that
Pittsburgh
money.
decides to move on with him, like, that's fine.
17 years,
So-
16 years.
He's been around since 2003.
that's a long time.
He
Yeah,
he came out before my nigga. He came out the same year as Eli and Phillip and
That's a
Yeah.
long.
they got
ass
out there. Well, my man Eli got out there.
But the battle of the two older QBs in the league is next week.
Yeah, Sirski,
Drew
my man.
Brees.
We got
From the 2001 draft and Tom Brady with the 2000 draft.
Yes, sir.
Do you realize both of them are still competing to see who
Yeah,
has the
that's
most
ridiculous.
TD passes of all time? Because it's Peyton that retired, and then it's Drew Brees and Tom Brady.
We've
We're
been
like,
waiting on this matchup
They've been
though,
changing up.
because this is supposed to happen. This was supposed to happen in the Super Bowl about 3 times ago. So we're glad we finally get it. Real quick before I let Nick go, who you think gonna win? Just bold guess.
I would have to say.
And we at Tampa Bay, right? Where we at? New Orleans? No, we at New Orleans.
Who's
Right?
playing?
Yeah, New
Wait,
New Orleans or Tampa Bay?
Where the fuck did you come from?
for me, like I would really have to say Tampa
Oh yeah,
Bay
he's a
because
Tom fan, right?
no, although like I do respect Tom Brady,
No,
probably being the greatest
He's
QB
a
of all
Tom
time.
fan.
Oh, but
Like
like
Cowboys fan.
the Saints have swept the Buccaneers in the regular season,
Yes, they did.
but the postseason anything can happen.
Mhm.
So,
NFL is rigged, bro.
but I do feel like Drew Brees is going to retire next season.
Yeah.
Because all right, so how the fuck he had 11 fractured ribs and a punctured lung and came back 5 weeks later?
Drew Brees.
But Brady is 43.
Alright, Pittsburgh.
And cancel.
Nah, niggas coming. Nah, for real though.
Nah, it's all right.
But
You didn't say who gonna win, so who gonna win? Stop
I
it. Who gonna win?
literally said Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Fight close games. Alright, go ahead. Talk
So
your
who do
shit,
you?
Nick.
No. Drew, you can go.
Mister.
No, actually, you can't go because you can't talk shit to me for the rest of the
Yeah,
year.
Drew's actually a Cowboys fan. Let's just get that out.
Clown
Let's get
clown
that
of
out
the
there.
year. Yeah.
I like it. But yeah, go ahead, Nick. I guess see what you.
I'm not gonna talk trash this week because I'm gonna just let everything play out. Because last time
That's what you did last time.
I didn't talk trash
You
last
did,
time.
you
We
did.
ended up busting their
You
ass.
got them chips?
So
Yeah, hey, be up, man. Hey, nah, whatever works for y'all do it.
I'm gonna switch
Hey.
topics. Just
But
getting to one more.
come on, Steelers.
with everything going on in the
Okay.
world, we got this. The whole Capitol.
No cap. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Capitol building
That
raiding.
shit made no absolute sense at all. Get him out of there.
Not no cap.
Yeah, get him
Justin, you gotta-
out of there.
I guess how'd you make you feel, real quick?
About what?
The Capitol building.
Man, was I surprised? No. Was I shocked? No. Was I disgusted? Yes. Was this the biggest flex of white supremacy? Yes. Now, how they're handling the, Trumpies, they're doing a no-fly policy for them.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing
Some
that.
people, so like they can't even rent cars to drive back.
Because they'll put them down as terrorists.
Yeah, and they've been arresting some people.
Oh
And it's
my
weird
God.
because it's like,
I got mazed. I got mazed.
Oh,
yo, like,
did you see that the shorty that did that had a
Yeah.
We reposted that shit. That shit was hilarious.
like, yo, but
Why'd you go in? Why'd you do that for?
but here is the thing. But here is the thing. But here is the thing. Some people are getting minimal sentences, like a year in prison. But then it's like, wait, so Trump made this order of if there's any riots or protests, you can be arrested for a minimum of 10 years. So their whole table is just fucking turning. And now it's like the media, like they're running out of excuses. And literally, social media has videos of the cops opening up the doors and shit. And then after that, it's just like, okay,
That never should have happened.
it should have never.
Never should have happened.
Hang on, security. Like we were like very understaffed that day. There was Tiger security at Foster Hall at Virginia State for homecoming.
Hey man.
There has been Tiger security in my middle school that had metal detectors and shit.
Hey!
Yeah, no,
What?
It's stricter police at the goddamn DMV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just like
Yeah, so.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm more so fearful for what may happen on inauguration. I don't know if like Biden and Kamala,
Defend them.
but like I don't know if Biden and Kamala might have to do like an e-doc sign, you know, for the presidency thing, or like do it online or something like
Is
that.
Trump going? Yeah, he said he's not going, right? Yeah.
Nah, but like the thing is,
Should've been here.
like there's been talks about, oh, like what if he doesn't leave the White House? Then there's going to be an issue. And then Twitter,
He's gonna leave.
and then with all the social media, like this, like deactivating his accounts and stuff, along with the people trying to impeach him for a second time, but really impeach means you lose somewhat the power, but to be fully out, it has to be voted through the House and Senate. The House did it the first time, where he had some of his executive powers taken away, but the Senate still kept him in, and Mitt Romney was the only Republican in that fucking shit that, you know, voted for him to get out. So it's like, all right, y'all guys are already doing this shit too late, and it's literally like that Sailor Moon meme of like the guy with like the top hat, like, aha, okay, like I have saved the day, and then she's like, but you didn't do anything, and he just, you know, flaps his cape like. I apologize for all my Sailor Moon people. I haven't watched Sailor Moon yet. I'm lacking. I'm a big anime person. But y'all will get that reference. Either way, this shit should have happened earlier with, like, shutting Trump up. And people was like, yo, but it's freedom of speech. But it's like, all right, so at this point, it's the responsibility of white people now more than ever to have those conversations with the white people, so that way they could help them de-learn certain stigmas that's been in this fucking country ever since the fucking 1600s and shit.
Yeah, since they first.
Go ahead, Al, before you close.
I feel like it's just real funny how like all these Republicans and all these people are just like, you know, I can't call myself a fellow Republican now. Oh, I don't support. He's gone too far now. What the hell did you think he was gonna do?
2016.
Yeah, like y'all voted him in, like yeah, like that's our boy, like as people say, like that's our guy, like, and then now it's kind of like, oh, all right now, you know, I mean, on his way out, and now it's like it's an insurrection and all this stuff. So it's just real funny. The switch up is real, man.
But
The switch up is real.
But another thing
Saving face too.
But another thing I will say is I'm interested in seeing Biden's first 100 days because everything is blue now. But that means with all the hype on social media and all the negativity that's on the Republicans, they have to fulfill their responsibilities because there's no longer any more rooms for excuses. And even with some Democrats, like there's some bad like histories with them. It's just like
Parties used to be basically reversed. back in the day.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, like Abraham Lincoln, I think was a Republican.
Yeah.
But like I said, they were literally
Yeah.
switched. Like the parties.
Yeah, and then like
You better do better.
and then like Lyndon B. Johnson literally had this bill called so like it's called I'm using like redacted because it's a word I can't say because I don't have the skin complexion, but definitely look that up. It was wild as shit, but it's like now with the Democrats, it's interesting. I heard some things about mandating masks for the first 100 days because it's always been a strong suggestion. It was never, mandated.
Right.
But it's like there's some pros, but there's also some cons to it, especially with VP Kamala Harris and her Blue Lives Matter self. It's like, okay, is this going to be a ploy to where this can further target people of black and brown descent? That's another thing. And then especially with Virginia now with the whole like phone law situation.
Oh yeah,
thing.
on the having
Yeah.
it completely hands free. Yeah.
Yeah. They even like get that. And politics always has been a trickle up effect, never a trickle down effect. Like, and especially with how Richmond and like Virginia in general has maintained blue, which is fine. It's like, all right, what's going to happen in these first 100 days? Will Trump leave properly? I kind of doubt it. What's going to happen to Trump? Because Trump isn't going to disappear.
Yeah.
He's one of the richest individuals in the world.
What he wants to do, I think, is like not get arrested or sued or something like that. Like he wants to stay out of trouble once he leaves off. He doesn't want to leave office. He doesn't want to get arrested because there's talk about him possibly going to jail or like they might like slap him like with something. So so he's trying to kind of work that out probably now.
But also, like he literally said lies before, and then like even he was like, oh yeah, like President Pence has the power to overturn this, and then it's like like literally on CNN, President Pence does not have the power to overturn the election, and they went after Pence. They went after the VP of their boy. They went after the right hand man of their boy.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's wild. It's like the ending of January and Biden's first 100 days is going to be very interesting, and especially with this vaccine push and even going towards the health bill, right? So there's a total of 6 different vaccinations. We only have 2 that's out officially because there's concrete data that's for that.
Okay.
Yeah, like I was on the phone with a couple of VCU health personnel and Dr. Fauci himself last week, and it's like on the VCU Health page, like Facebook Live or whatever. But being on the phone with them, some of the main priorities is trying to improve that distribution because at the top of 2021, we were supposed to have 20 million vaccinations distributed. We only ended up having 2 million distributed.
Yeah, that's vastly
with approval. In December, the New York health system got slammed legally because they gave out 2 million unauthorized shits. And then people think the vaccination is the gold fucking star from Mario. And then all these reports come out of like the California nurses like, oh, like this nurse tested positive for COVID days after. Well, no shit, because with the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccinations, the first shot, it has a 52% efficacy rate, which like 52% effective pretty much. But then after the 21-day boost for the Moderna and 28-day boost for the Pfizer respectively, the efficacy for the boost goes up to 92%. So it's like, okay, like you still have to do your practices and shit, and people think like, oh, this is the gold star from Mario. I'm gonna literally just run through all these turtles, Goombas, Bowsers, or whatever, and I'm gonna be fine. Nah.
especially not this early.
Nah,
Hell
like
no.
so, and even with the respective district I work for now, I'm not going to say which district, but
Start hitting you up like, hey Justin.
hell yeah, like yo, chill. But
Hey, let me get some of that.
yeah,
like, bro.
but it's been very, 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 very slow. And some some healthcare companies aren't even letting people work until they take the vaccine. And my thing with my nutrition and exercise science background is that why the fuck we haven't seen the government push more about the benefits of sea moss, multivitamins, elderberry, ginger, teas, detox blends, all of that other shit. Like we literally have to go on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube and go on these pages and watch these videos to find out about these things or talk to a nutrition specialist. But we don't hear that primarily from the government. We hear the vaccine. It's all good. But yet, one of the main concerns about the vaccine itself is trusting the black, is gaining the trust of the black and brown communities because of all the shit that happened, especially with the Tuskegee experiments that involved fucking syphilis that affected those respective populations back in 1932 all the way up to fucking 1972, 73. And if you read a book about medical apartheid and the fucked up history that this fucking country did to black people in their bodies, especially with cadavers and shit, which if you're not familiar with the cadaver, think of like anatomy class where you dissect a fucking rat, pretty much like dissecting bodies. And especially with VCU and their fucking history with the Egyptian build. Like, I'm not going to turn this too much to a history shit because I see, like, your, like, face is just moping. Like, damn, like, this shit got real dark, real deep. I'm like, yo, like, it's insane. And just, like, seeing people, like, literally just working in it and finding people that's tested positive and then helping people outside of my district on social media about things, make sure they're good, they're straight, seeing if they need any help with that. Like, that's been so fucking dope for me, but at the same time, it's like, holy shit, this shit is hitting home. This is hitting some people. Like, I had people close to me that almost died because of it. I had people of my peoples that died because of it. So, yeah, like, this is something that really
Shaking the world.
And again, I apologize. I went on my ET shit.
No, you good, bro. You good. This is the 804 podcast.
Justin is speaking right
Yeah. Y'all need to listen. Y'all can,
Open your third eye.
yeah. Shit. Open your fifth. Yeah. But yeah.
All right. I don't have a wonder today. I just got actually I'm gonna do a new thing called flowers.
Flowers.
So
Okay.
you know how people say give people their flowers while they're still alive.
Mhm.
So what I'm gonna do is with this, it's a new thing. I'm gonna combat it with my wonders. It's just giving somebody a random person like a lot of credit or for what they do, and kind of going with this episode of just going through a lot of stuff in your childhood and kind of overcoming. Shout out, and kind of goes with Nick too. Shout out Jimmy Graham. Who does he play for now? I'm sorry.
The
Bears. And I think he just retired with his last game as well.
Jimmy
I think
Graham?
that's his plan. So it's funny because his last play was a touchdown against the New Orleans Saints, which he played with for so many years.
Yeah.
And he walked off. He literally caught like a one-hander and walked off. But Jimmy Graham, real quick, he had a very like terrible childhood. Basically, in and out of foster homes. He was like abused by a lot of different different stepfathers that his mother brung around, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to Flimlo Raps. He did like a video on this. He was even abused at some of the foster places by like some of the kids. Cause it's funny because Jimmy Graham getting bullied, like he's big as shit. Like how, but apparently he wasn't that big back when he was a child, so he had a small stature, so he got bullied for it a lot. Obviously, he wasn't as confident as the NFL player Jimmy Graham he is now.
Of course.
So he just had to do a lot of stuff. Poor family. So it's just crazy to see his triumph from that. It's a lot of other stuff he went through as well, but that's real quick. So flowers to Jimmy Graham. Keep doing your thing. Actually, he even won. I think I'm not totally 100% sure, but the NFL Man of the Year. They give it to the person that does like the most community service.
You're talking about the Walter Payton Award?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, legit. Yeah. So I think he was even nominated for that for like the work that he does back. So entrepreneurship. So you got any shouts? I guess.
Shout out to Physical Fitness. Shout out to Physical Fitness. Love you, pops. Shout out to Ariel. Shout out to what was the name of it? Tri-State.
It might have been tri-state cameras or something.
Yeah, tri-state cameras, tri-state. It would just say that. Y'all, we ordered some equipment from y'all. It's been put to good use. We really appreciate it. Got a new lens at Jesse's Cam for the camera. We got a jank that got the camcorder on it. Shit, and we got the tripod.
Shit.
Yeah, I mean,
shit.
I really appreciate. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
You got any shout-outs, Justin?
Oh man.
You take your time too.
Yeah. So I might have to do multiple. So first off, I would like to shout out Carmen that I shouted out earlier. Her birthday's on Monday. The conversations we had through like almost a year now, like has been really insightful ones, really wonderful ones. Shout out to my twin also. He was very more level-headed than I was, although we went through similar situations in our youth, but he handled himself in a more professional manner. I was the more reckless one, getting into very dumb shit. He was getting into, like literally a workhorse, and you know, very great guy, Jacob. And I would really have to say, shout out the city of Richmond in general, man. Like, Richmond really made me who I am. From the days where it was the former murder capital, to the number 11 most dangerous city in 2019, to being the third most artsy city in BuzzFeed via 2013, to how the rap scene has risen throughout the past couple of years, from hosting various Smack URL events to the RVA Rap Elite, or if you knew them back in 2018 as the Lyricist Lounge, at Strange Matter, Champions Brewing, the Hoffmeyer. Also, shout out the wonderful women, the Feel Good RVA, man. Like, love y'all.
Like you said, hey yo, shout out RVA Rap Elite. I found some good rap artists from, RVA Rap Elite. I needed some new music to listen to. Shout out to the fam.
Carl!
Mom.
Carl.
Ashley.
Carl.
My brother Carlton.
Carl! Carl! Love you, Carl.
Shout out to you too, Justin. Thanks for coming through.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess I ain't got all this week. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, shout out to Garfield's. That food is smack.
Shout out Minka Fitzpatrick too.
Yeah. He's an ass.
Hey, go fuck
Shout
yourself.
Dead ass. Previous guest of ours, Radar LeVar. He has a new album coming out actually. It'll probably be out when y'all see this, called Capricornia. I hope I got that right. And shout out to our guy Decory with Without Boundaries podcast. So Without Boundaries podcast. And like and subscribe.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's
Minka.
Getting that seven frame.
Okay. All right. Keep
There's
laughing.
always next year.
Yeah. Keep laughing, y'all. Keep laughing.
All right.
I can't wait.
This is the 804 podcast with our guy Justin Guevara.
Guevara.
My bad.
It's all good. It's all good.
You have any shout out? You good?
Oh, Big Dodie, man. Shout out to Starker 7, my boys.
Yeah.
Collector, goddamn Casino Dan Marino. My niggas Close Encounters, you know what I'm saying? That's the home team right there. Less Problems, Big Zone, C.E. Roy,
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Bet.
B Stiff, the whole nine, you know what I'm saying? Southside, all my niggas.
No cap.
Word.
No cap.
Niggas know what it is.
If you don't know, now you know.
You know.
All right. This is the 804 podcast. I'm Nick.
Jesse.
Alex.
That's it.
We out.
Of ours is we have like a dirty hat.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick brought this hat to us like last year. He was like,
2020
I bought this
hat.
hat for Depop. He was like, if y'all want to like throw it away, do whatever y'all want with it. He was like, whatever. I was like, you know what, Nick? We can have every guest on the podcast sign it. But since this is one from last year, because it got full up, ain't no damn sticker.
Yeah.
We're rocking with this one this year. So I'll let you sign it real quick. Before you do that though.
Damn.
The dirty hat.
Damn.
You used to stomp on
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Back before COVID, we used to spit on it. So
Yeah, get the
passing the Justin.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Stepping on these. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
And then you get a step in. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Billie Jean.
Yeah. Christian Dior. Hey. All right. And then y'all sign.
Wherever you want.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah. go ahead. All right. Appreciate y'all coming out, man. All right, and then you just go ahead and take your cig. All right, Justin, and then you just throw it down real quick. All right, and then Justin, get one last stump in. Damn, that shit earthquake. Yeah, damn. This nigga, yeah. Big booty, yeah.
No, get the nigga behind. Yeah, nobody.
Yeah. All right, we out.